Young Boy Never Broke Again. Or as some people call him, or as he used to call himself. I don't really know. It's kind of confusing. NBA Young Boy. So he's definitely a very interesting character. Kind of an enigma. He's one of the most streamed artists, not just hip artists out there today. Yet he doesn't really get radio play or mainstream play, or, you don't really hear songs anywhere on the radio, but people seem to love him and seem to know him and seem to know those songs. And he also is a pretty prolific artist in that he releases music on a pretty consistent basis. So yeah, I don't really have a ton to say about his kind of past work because I'm not that familiar with it. People always keep telling me, check out NBA YoungBoy, check out NBA YoungBoy. And I might hear a song every now and then, but I would not be able to kind of tell you or put, a finger on any specific song that kind of came to mind. Actually, I don't even think a lot of his fans can point to a lot of specific songs from him. I just think it's kind of the overall appeal and aura that he has on particularly this generation of younger kids, youth that are coming up in hip hop. And he has somehow kind of captured that zeitgeist. I would kind of say kind of the same way that Gucci Mane was when he was kind of coming out, that everybody knew him. He had so much clout and this aura around him. He was kind of considered a street legend, street dude, one of the most certified guys in the industry of hip hop. But he didn't have the biggest hits or the most radio play or had the most mainstream support, but he just always seemed to be always out there, always around, and always putting up pretty good, if not great, numbers. And he just seemed to have this aura that superseded anything he did musically. And it seems to be the case with Young Boy Never Broke Again himself. So with all that being said, he did release a new project at the top of this year called I Rest My Case. I had some people telling me that I should check him out finally. And I decided to do just that. So I don't even really know where to start, where to kind of kick things off with, but we'll just hop right into it. If you guys are watching this, later on, you guys can tell me in the comments or in chat as of right now. What are some of the stuff that you guys like, that you've heard from him before, that kind of stood out to you? What made you a fan? What's some songs that of his past work that I should be checking out? Let me know in the comments down below or in the chat if you are currently watching live. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I Rest My Case. We'll just kind of start off the opening track, Black. So the production up top is dope. It's tough, catchy. What you would expect, what you would want to hear from a rapper that's helped the production. Okay, from the kind of opening song, I'm liking it. I like the production. I kind of grade these type of artists on a different scale than some of the more lyrical, conscious, more thoughtful type of artists out there like Kendrick, J. Cole, even Drake, to an extent. From what I'm hearing from them, lyrically, bar-wise, nothing really to write home about, but it's effective. And when it comes to these type of artists, I'm always production first, and then kind of impact and just kind of feel of what they're saying, not necessarily the content of what they're saying. And as of right now, from this song alone, he seems to have that. So let's check out some more Swag on Point. It's cool. Nothing to write home about. Kind of I don't know, kind of feels like kind of that throwaway type of rap era. A lot of these songs, a lot of this production, like it's decent. The production's decent, if not extremely simple, and it does its job. But also, like, what I've noticed is that a lot of his songs are around 2.5 minute, 2 minute kind of song length. So I can kind of also see why he would be like one of the most streamed hip hop artists out there today, because it's such easy and quick listening that you can just basically keep looping it over and over again. I can definitely see why the youth would kind of like really gravitate towards them, because like I said, the production kind of really fits and hits in that kind of lane. But yeah, for me, it's like this song right here, So I Can Point, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. Let's go to let's go to Red. Yeah, that's funny because Playboi Carti had an album called Red, and I was thinking the title Red. I was kind of expecting to kind of hear more of that kind of Playboi Carti-ish type of sound, and so far this production that sounds like it would fit perfectly with like a Playboi Carti. Yeah, man, production fire. The production was absolutely fire on that. Yeah, like I said, when it comes to artists like this, it's definitely production first, and he has a great ear for production so far. I can definitely see why it's so catchy, why people dig it so much. Definitely kind of that Playboi Carti-esque lane in that song in particular. But yeah, let's get to another one called Double. Production again slapped. I'm a bit wary of rappers and artists using autotune at relying on autotune so heavily in their music, but also like in this day and age it's kind of almost expected. Every rapper wants to be a singer and every singer wants to be a rapper, and I blame Lil Wayne for that. Lil Wayne basically he's definitely the prototype and mold for all of these newer artists, and YoungBoy's no different. He definitely falls kind of in that lane, and even though I'm definitely wary of artists who rely on autotune so heavily, I think he actually used it to a pretty good degree here, and yeah, song was pretty good. Let's go to Rage. Again, like a lot of these artists, these newer artists, I guess there's like kind of a certain subset of them, certainly kind of share production similarities on a lot of their sounds. This could definitely be like a Uzi type of sound. They all kind of operate in that kind of SoundCloud, Fruity Loops kind of range where the production seems kind of easy and almost cheap, but it's extremely effective and it works as it shows here. This is another one that, kind of already has that earworm hook almost. Catchy, super catchy. And then coming at 2 minutes, it's a song that, like I said, it's almost cheating at this point because it's so short and immediately kind of catchy that you don't really have to go too deep artistically, but it's so easy to just kind of play over and over again. Yeah, I can see why people are big fans. Let's do like 4 more. So let's go to Just Like Me. Come on, you can't say that you haven't heard like this type of production from like 1,000 of these other artists, these Littles and Youngs, and just popping up all over the place. These kind of like, I guess SoundCloud rapper isn't even really the name now, considering that SoundCloud rap is mostly dried up for the part, but like, I don't even know this post SoundCloud era what you would call these artists, but there's certainly a very common theme and through line to a lot of what they are putting out, and you can't tell me this beat doesn't sound like anything else that any of these would have kind of picked it off. This is like one of their this is one of his longest songs, and I think it's going on too long. Bit grating after a while. It definitely got that kind of catchiness to it, but it's a bit grating after a while. That beat is too kind of cheesy, a little bit too corny, almost ringtone rap era sounding, you know. Yeah. Next song, not my. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Again, I think 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes is kind of his perfect length for this type of music or production. Doesn't have any bridges, doesn't have any change up, doesn't have any complexity to it. Like, this is just the most basic generic production that you could kind of think of, but it's also catchy, like extremely catchy and extremely consumable. I just think that if he keeps it a little bit shorter, it would hit a little different. Yeah, after 2 minutes, it's kind of like, all right, I'm kind of expecting something different, something new, but no. Let's go. We got like 3 more, so let's go to Clear. All right, I'm kind of the same way I felt about the last 4 or 5 songs. Like, production's cool. Again, production's cool. Lyrics are whatever, forgettable. Obviously not saying the most, and honestly kind of reusing a lot of same themes and topics that he's used in all of the songs so far, but they're serviceable and they work for what he's kind of going for. Like, it's cool, and I get it, but I just don't think it's quite for me, but I understand why it would be for somebody. Let's go to pretty much the same thought as I've had for the rest of the songs I've heard so far. Yeah, he hasn't deviated much, so my opinion hasn't deviated much either. Let's go to the last song, Hey Pops, that we will hear from yeah, decent song. Obviously it was clear it's supposed to be like more introspective song for him, or he's speaking to his father, who I'm assuming has passed away, and while he kind of, you know, stretches himself subject matter and lyrically a little bit, he doesn't stray very far because he still kind of relies on his kind of tried and true lyrical tropes that he's used pretty much throughout the entirety of this project. But yeah, that's it for YoungBoy Never Broke Again. I rest my case. Like I said, this is my first real in-depth listen into NBA YoungBoy or YoungBoy Never Broke Again and any of his projects, and yeah, I mean, and you definitely hear the name. The name is extremely big, buzzing, particularly in hip hop. One of the most streamed artists out there to date, even though he doesn't have a ton of mainstream push or radio play, or you don't hear him in commercials. You just don't really hear like his music and songs all over the place like you do some artists. But his name is everywhere, just like he is one of the biggest artists out there today. So in that sense, I definitely consider him to be kind of like the modern day Gucci Mane, where you don't necessarily know why he is quite as big as he is, but you also do kind of understand it because of he does have this kind of certain aura and pull to him that particularly like kind of authenticity, and you kind of combine that with like this perfect mix of elements, and you get like this perfect storm for today's day and age in music and rap in general, particularly like the internet side of things. Like if you take into account all the things he has going on outside of the music, obviously there's a lot of drama that comes along with that. And then you also combine it with like this incredibly catchy production, simplistic kind of rhyming and flows, but then you mesh it together into like this perfect little package that makes it all easily digestible, easily streamable, and you can kind of see and understand why so many people are drawn to him, particularly the youth. I'm sure he speaks for a lot of this generation. I don't necessarily think he has the most things to say, or the most like thought-provoking things to say, or anything groundbreaking necessarily with his lyrics. I don't even remember any of the bars that he said in particular, but they work for what he's going for. And like I said, production wise, it's good. It's not my favorite. I've never really been a big fan of that kind of production that sounds like, you know, back in the day, artists would go online from these like kind of beat websites, and producers would have like these huge packs of beats that you can just tell they kind of punched out, you know, 5, 6 at a time and put them up for sale. It's kind of what it sounds like. And for an artist who has what I'm assuming the budget that he has, it would be nice to see him kind of use it and kind of go more interesting places artistically, musically, creatively. But he is what he is, and you know, you get what you get. And I'm sure that's like very comforting for a lot of his people and fans. But for me, it didn't really, you know, do enough for me musically or to challenge me to make me really go back and listen. Now, if I heard somebody kind of put this on in the car or out somewhere, I wouldn't necessarily be mad about it, because again, the production, the songs, everything is very catchy and easily digestible, but it's also like not very filling. It's kind of like fast food rap. If this took more than like 30 minutes for him to punch out any of these songs, I would be incredibly surprised. But like I said, for what he is and for what he does for this kind of generation of music and rap, I think it works. It's effective. He is kind of like the perfect prototype for what labels or what kind of people would be looking for in a rapper or an artist. He's kind of got that street side and street sensibility, but then he also has this music that is easily shareable, that's perfect for social media, that isn't too long, that isn't too deep or complex, and I'm assuming it's very cheap to make, because this production is all very simplistic, very easy. You could almost feel like you could program like an AI bot to produce a lot of this stuff here. But yeah, that's my thoughts on YoungBoy Never Broke Again's newest album, I Rest My Case. You guys tell me what you guys think about this album. What do you guys think about YoungBoy Never Broke Again, NBA YoungBoy in general? Are there any songs, any projects that I should definitely go back and check out? Or is this kind of just a general feel of who he is as an artist, and this is just kind of what you'll be getting from most of his category and discography? But let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, that's it. You guys finally convinced me to go listen to YoungBoy Never Broke Again, and I'm not necessarily mad about it, but I would have been good either way.